Brought to you by Penguin.
From a Mountain in Tibet by Lama Yeshe Losal Rinpoche. Read by John Sackville. This book is dedicated to my root guru, His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and to my brother, Choye Akong Tulku Rinpoche. It is thanks to their wisdom, compassion, and tolerance that I became the person I am now. If you find anything in this story useful, it is down to them. The proceeds of the book will be equally divided between the officers of His Holiness the 17th Karmapa and the 3rd Akong Tulku, once he is found and recognized. Introduction. I was born in a place where there were no roads or motor vehicles to travel on them, no electricity, no radios to bring us the news, no shops or schools. My village was home to 12 families and the animals we tended. I was born as the tide of the Second World War was turning in favour of the Allies, and the Chinese Civil War that would lead to victory for the Communists was resuming. As a child, I knew nothing of the tumultuous times that were encroaching on my idyllic world. I didn't see a car until I was 15 years old, and when I did, it appeared to me as an inexplicable marvel. It was being driven by a Chinese soldier. Since then, I have lived in the monastery where my brother was abbot, high on the freezing desert plains of eastern Tibet. I have lived in a refugee camp on the border between Tibet and India, then in a cramped flat in 1960s Delhi, in a drafty Victorian hunting lodge when I arrived in the UK, and in swanky private houses in London and New York. I have spent years living in a bare cell in solitary retreat, and many more years in the Buddhist monastic community of Samye Ling that my brother co-founded in the late 1960s. Now, I am an old man of 77, and I still live at Samye Ling, which has been my home for most of my life. The view from my window is of green rolling hills, as it was when I was a child. But now I live near Lockerbie in Scotland, and the Tibet of my childhood is no more. My life has been far longer than I ever expected, and I am content when I survey its contours. Every turn, however challenging or unexpected, has brought me to this place where I am able to offer reassurance and guidance to anyone who is seeking peace. This is my most deeply held wish, that more and more people will begin to tame their unquiet minds, so that they may be able to live joyfully and to offer compassion to every living being on this earth. During my time as a teacher, many people have come to me with stories of hopelessness. They are so disheartened that they genuinely believe they have no chance of freeing themselves from their issues. They feel too much has already gone wrong in their lives. They tell me about the traumas they are carrying, the difficult childhood, the parent who was not there for them, the youthful transgressions, abusive or failed relationships, the addiction or bereavement. All the messy things of life that have left them feeling like a failure or irredeemably hurt and lost. I reply that their stories may appear to them to represent reality, but that I see things and see them quite differently. I insist that change is possible for every single one of us, however broken or exhausted we may feel. It's not easy, I know, but each difficult experience we have struggled with, every challenge we face, is the raw material for our transformation. All our sorrow, suffering, and confusion can be the basis for our unique process of change. Nobody is beyond hope. Sometimes the person's response is that this may be true for someone like me, a Lama, a holy man, born into a culture in which Buddhism was part of everyday life. But it doesn't apply to them. They say to me, "Lama Yeshe, you are not like me. I am not like you." The implication always seems to be that they are destined to remain stuck, while I was born with some mystical faculty for evading suffering.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?